12mm, 9mm, 12mm, 9mm.
And
Wow.
I wear them all the time. Those have been.
Yeah, so as you can see, I got a new Leica 9mm lens for Christmas, and I think this shot is the first one where it's really starting to blow my mind, actually. It just looks so good.
It's very, well, it's brown.
It's just a little hard to articulate why it's better. Is it the color? I also wanted to see like how stable it would be with a wider angle. A little bit of warping in the corners, but no biggie. The first and most obvious use of a lens like this is for a point of view. It shows you what you see, everything you see. But you know, it has its downsides because it doesn't zoom. It's a prime lens and it really emphasizes what's close to you. There's things in the distance, like you're just not seeing it. And your shadow is gonna be weirdly visible, for sure.
Look at my paw.
And look, someone else got a Christmas present, a GR3 from Rico.
You're wasting time over here.
Diary edition, which was hard to find.
Inspection, sir.
And now, of course, it's time for some comparisons between this 9mm from Leica and my 12 to 35mm from Lumix, the V1 of that lens. I actually love that lens. It's amazing, but I don't know. I think I'm starting to see some of its limitations in comparison to this prime. But it does zoom, so that can get shots that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Again, it's like, wow, what a big difference. I mean, you don't even need a trained eye to see that, I feel like. Just like before and after. Before, after. I just feel like there's a huge difference. I'm sort of stunned, actually. Another major use for this lens, besides POV shots, is for filming yourself. And the wide angle is extremely useful for that because you're not squished up into my face, which nobody is really interested in. And yeah, for this purpose, there really is no comparison. 9mm is far more useful than 12mm for this. Something I'm just a little bit obsessed with is the question of whether the wider lens will be more stable. And does it enable me to leave the gimbal at home? Of course, the gimbal is gigantic, massive, obtrusive, awkward to use in public. If there's a way to get rid of that with a wider lens, it'd be huge. But is it stable? I think what I found in this test is what I usually find when I try not using my gimbal, which is it's imperfect. But honestly, the gimbal is also imperfect. It's not that it's too shaky to enjoy or it's like distractingly shaky, but it is too shaky to get that sort of like gliding, floating aesthetic that you can get from a gimbal. You know, of course, gimbals, they usually fall short of sort of like the ideal I'm shooting for, but you know, the gimbal gets it like 50% of the time, and then handheld will get it like 30% of the time, something like that.
Okay, gimbal's back. I mean, I can't really screw up the shot. Like, I don't really need to concentrate on stability, I would say. Just like everything's a good shot, like automatically, pretty much.
And yeah, by the end of this test, I hate to say it, but I decided that I just have to use a gimbal all the time, pretty much. I'm just not satisfied with how it looks without it. Even if I'm embarrassed during my upcoming trip. That's right, I booked a trip just to test the Leica 9mm. No other reasons. I just thought I need to test this lens in Japan, and that's the only reason I went to Japan.
I knew it would be good.
You know, it's day one. I'm in Japan. My lens is excelling at so many things.
Run!
It's great at filming architecture, establishing shots, walking shots.
Nerd. Dork. Weirdo.
It's surprisingly good at food. The food looks so good on the lens.
Do you consent to being filmed?
You know, our poor friends just showed up in Tokyo. I think we were all gonna hang out together. And Agatha and I have our new gear, new Christmas gear. We're really excited to shoot with. Me with my big ass gimbal and Agatha with her camera taking photos. I think there's probably enough gear worthy for our friend's wedding as opposed to just walking around the Imperial Palace, but.
Where?
Yeah.
This part?
Yeah, you don't have to.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's heavy, right?
Am I filming?
Yeah.
I'm actually filming?
Yeah, I turned on the camera.
Yeah. Like if it's tilted a bit. Is it?
Yeah, you can use this wheel.
Is it me?
You can use the wheel to change the tilt.
It's heavy.
So heavy, right?
Like I want more of the
You can use
building.
this joystick, too.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Hey, calm down. I was trying to get me. Wait, I
If you
cannot.
push the trigger 3 times, it'll face you.
Where?
Oh!
Hey, it's facing him. Because I didn't.
There you go.
Now do I get it back? Oh, okay, take it back.
It's really heavy, right? Do you want to try?
Okay.
Oh my god, we have like a photographer.
And a videographer. Yeah.
It's the time of the year, and you just got in, so maybe other people are busy here.
I was actually surprised at how good it is at filming food. I guess the ultra wide angle makes it feel like you're very close to the food, and food looks really good up close, and I think that's the reason. Also, you get a really impressive out of focus rendering. The bokeh is great on this lens, actually. Looking at samples online, I thought it would be busier, more complex. What I found is that it's quite beautiful. And then the other thing I have to say is that this lens is really a fantastic tool for documenting your life. I don't know if it's the ultra wide angle that just, shows what you see. I don't know if it's the sharpness, the color rendition, but the images that I shot, they look like memories to me. Agatha was so excited to go to the gacha store where you can buy little capsules that have like 1 of 5 different toys in it. And you don't know which one you're gonna get, so you need good fortune to get the best one.
Is that from One Piece?
No, it's from Studio Ghibli. It's the only work.
Questionable. Oh, you can put 10,000 in.
I have basically no interest in this, so my plan was to get some nice test footage of the 9mm in action.
Oh, it's the one I want again. Oh my god, this is my day. This is my day.
I tested the different apertures to see if there's a point where it sharpens up. I did notice on my 12 to 35 that it gets significantly sharper at 5.6. So I'll normally shoot at 5.6 if depth of field is not needed. And I was curious if that would happen as well with the 9mm. But what I found was it looks perfectly sharp at 1.7. I really struggle to see a difference even in the corners in sharpness. So I'm just gonna shoot it at 1.7 all the time with my ND filter. Why not? That's one of the benefits of primes.
I got everything I wanted today. Except for one. I doubted myself on that one too.
I also tested their center sharpness, and the 12 to 35 is like adequate for 4K. It's sharp. But the 9mm is a little bit noticeably sharper.
Wow. Cool.
It occurs to me that I should probably show you what the lens looks like. I mean, there's really not much to show because it has no buttons or levers or switches or anything, just like there's a focus ring and nothing else. And you know, it's a small light lens, only 130 grams. You barely notice it's there. It has a front filter diameter of 55 millimeters. It does take filters. For a wide angle lens, it's really good. Not too much more to say than that. As for downsides of the lens, I can only think of a couple. One would be like, it does vignette. You know, I like a good vignette, but it's something you have to manage and be aware of. And the other downside is the fact that when you get an ultra wide, you're kind of entering into like lens swapping territory. And, you know, it slows you down. I think for me, I wanted to be slowed down because I have a tendency to shoot just too much footage. So I don't mind it, but, you know, that is something that you're just going to have to deal with an ultra-wide lens.
We were like having problem choosing, and the old lady is like, これは This one. Yeah. Squf. I was like, okay. Woo!
Ooh, looks good.
Woo!
But let's see how it tastes.
We'll see.
Oh my god, I hope it's really good.
Try see if it's strong enough. Oh, I just poured this for you. Is it okay?
I will drink, yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there's more. Is it good?
Could be stronger, but it's good.
Okay, I can put more if you want. Eat. Yeah, I'm gonna eat.
Cheers!
Cheers! Woo! Look at that!
Oh.
Okay.
No!
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
They're so colorful. Alright.
It's usually like male singers are in one team and female singers are in another team.
Oh.
And they compete with each other.
It was the news before, a Brazilian guy that he done surgery to become Korean.
Oh God.
What's that? Why?
I think it's because they have a lot of idol like supporters and stuff.
Aww.
Cinnamon roll. This one is the one I don't care. I wanted another one, but I got that. Aww.
That was a strong one.
We're good at time.
0.
What? This is bullshit. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It barely. It was started.
What the?
Woo! 0.
What? What was the clock if there was no countdown?
In conclusion, well, number one is, it's an easy recommend for the lens if you're interested. And for number two, I think I want to challenge the common perception that the 50mm focal length is what the eye sees. Because when I look at this lens, the footage I shot with this lens, this looks much closer to what the eye sees. There's a lot more to an image than distortion. There's the peripheral vision. And so I'd like to submit for your consideration that 50mm is not the one true focal length. Maybe it's this.